Hey you guys, welcome back to K&K's Inspired Creations with Latara. So today I'm going to show you guys how I made my Santa stuck in snow. So basically I started off with this pack of wood pieces that I got from Dollar Tree. It's like 5 pieces, all the same size of unfinished wood, and I got it for $1.25 or $1.50 at Dollar Tree. I'm not really sure. So the first thing I did is I grabbed this Crayola Air-Dry Clay. You can get this probably from like Walmart, Amazon. I think I got mine from Michael's. And so all I did was like play with it a little bit to get it warmed up so it doesn't crack. And then I just flattened it out so that I could make it, I could cut out these wood pieces. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make about 5 of these. Actually 4 of these. I have 5 that I'm gonna use. One is for the bottom, but I don't need brick on the bottom, so I just left the bottom unfinished. But I'm gonna make 4 of these. And you saw that I did use some type of glue that is just like silicone glue you can get from Amazon, Walmart. They don't have it at Dollar Tree, but it's a really good glue for air dry clay. And now I am using this little cutter tool that I got from Dollar Tree actually. I think I got out the cooking area, like where the cooking stuff is, supplies, just to do the, I guess, the horizontal lines. And now I'm using this little clay knife thing I think I got from a pack from Dollar Tree, and I'm doing the vertical lines, going in between each box because, you know, it's supposed to look like brick, and it actually came out really nice. And I did that for all 4 of them. So I did all 4 sides of the chimney doing that. And you don't have to use air dry clay. You can always just take that wood, paint it red, and then take like a white pen or marker and then just kind of draw out those lines. That's where I actually got this idea from. Her name is Crafty Beach on YouTube, so definitely check her out. Hers is a little different. I made mine to where Santa's feet were sticking out of snow. Hers was it was sticking out of foliage or just like plants. Hers was so adorable. But I want to do mine a little bit different. I loved what she did, but I was like, I'm going to do something a little different. I don't want to be a copycat. So I decided to have him stuck in snow instead of stuck in foliage. Why can't I say that? Anyways, but yeah, so like I said, I'm doing the second one. I cut it out, and now I'm doing the lines to basically show each individual brick, because this is, you know, for a chimney that Santa gets stuck in. And yeah, and I'm only going to show these 2 because, you know, I did 4 of them. It's all the exact same thing. So the next thing I did is I got this little set of booties from Dollar Tree. It's a 2-pack for like $1.50. And underneath, Crafty Beach, she actually realized that there were some boots under there. Like, they look like Santa boots. So you just take the like cloth or material off of the top part of it. And it was using the hot gun actually helped a lot to get it to come off. And underneath it was just like this, you know, tannish color boot or whatever. Not a booty, but like a boot, a Santa boot. So I cut both of the cloths off of both of the boots. And made sure I got all the glue off of it as much as possible, the hot glue as much as possible. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna paint it black because Santa boots are black. So I just used some acrylic paint, probably some acrylic paint that I got from Dollar Tree, or, you know, it doesn't really matter. It can be acrylic paint, it could be chalk paint. I think I actually used chalk paint I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm just gonna paint the whole thing. And I use a makeup sponge. Well, actually right now what I'm doing is there was like a little hole in the middle of the bottom of the boot, which I didn't want to be there. So I just took some hot glue and filled that in. And then I took a makeup sponge. I got like a pack of makeup sponges at Dollar Tree for like $1.50, and there was like 10 in there. And I'm just painting the little boots black with that makeup sponge. And you can use anything. You can use, you know, a paintbrush or whatever. It was just what I had on hand. It was easy. And then I just dried it. And then I would just go back, and if I saw a spot where it, you know, I missed a spot or something like that, or just need a little bit extra, I went ahead and did that. And I did that for both booties. And so now I'm going to take the little pole or whatever that is in the inside of saran wrap, because it's really hard, like really hard for it to be like cardboard or whatever it is literally hard. Like I can't take my hand. It's way harder than like the ones that comes in your paper towels. It's smaller, it's thinner, and it's like really hard. So I was like, I like using that to pretend like it is going to be Santa's legs. So I only had one and I didn't need it that long. So I have this little mini saw thingy that I ended up buying, and I just went ahead and cut them down to about the exact same size. Since, you know, they are his legs, so hopefully they're the same size. And that's all I did. And then I ended up grabbing one of the little hats that you can get from Dollar Tree, the Santa hats, and I'm going to cut that down. And that's what I'm going to use to cover this cardboard to make Santa's like pant legs. Because outside of the snow, you can see his boots and you can see his pant legs. So this is the fabric that I'm going to use. I want to say this is what she used on Crafty Beach. You can definitely check out her tutorial. She does a lot of really adorable stuff. And you can definitely watch hers too if you would like to do like foliage. I hope I'm using the right word when I keep saying foliage instead of doing the snow like I did. And so that's what I'm doing. I just cut it down to size and then just cut it out, and yeah. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue his little boots to his legs. And pretty much just go from there, and that was easy. Just kind of let it dry. And now I want to add the little bit of white fluff, I don't know what you would call it, that's on the bottom, you know, of Santa's pant legs, and then also it's usually around his wrist and on his hat. So I just took that off of that hat as well that I grabbed from Dollar Tree, and just wrapped it around there and glued it on there. This actually was a really simple project. It had a lot of parts to it, but it was oh so simple, and you can get all the parts from Dollar Tree. You can even get the air-dry clay from Dollar Tree. I just used this because this is what I had on hand. I had bought that red Crayola air-dry clay to use for a Halloween project, but I never did it, so I had this left over. So that's why I use this, but you can definitely get air-dry clay, red air-dry clay from Dollar Tree. And so now I'm going to use some caulk. It's just literally caulk, white caulk. I didn't even put any white paint in it to make it white. Because I figure whatever color it is probably closer to what actually goes, the cement or whatever it is that goes in between the layers of brick. It's probably basically the same color, so I just left it as it is. And I've just cut off like a teeny tiny little slit because I didn't want too much to come out. And all I'm gonna do is just put it in between each individual brick layer or whatever you want to call it. And it came out excellent. Now this part is time consuming. By the time I finished with this one, my hand was like cramped, but it was so worth it. And it just take your time. Make sure you don't cut a big, you know, part out of the, what do you call it? Make sure you don't cut a big hole in the piping bag because you don't want a lot to come out at one time. But eventually, the more you do it, you'll get like a little rhythm going, and it'll go a lot faster. This is my first one, so it took me forever to kind of get like a groove. But once I got in my groove, you know, as you can see now, I you know, it kind of went by really fast. And so while I'm doing this, I do want to take a moment and thank you guys for checking out my channel. I am new to the YouTube world, so I'm still trying to build my channel. So if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, please like, please share, and please comment in the comments. I don't know if I have the hype button. I don't think I do, but if I do, definitely hype this video. I appreciate you. If you like DIYs, and I do a ton of fake bakes and stuff like that, that's my go-to, that's my love. Then definitely subscribe to my channel, and you know, come check out some of the stuff that I do. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this one. Actually, before I even go to the next one, I'm going to grab some spackle and add some snow onto the top of this, kind of like when it snows and there's snow on the top of a chimney. So I'm going to use spackle because spackle is a lot fluffier. And it's not as heavy as caulk. Caulk is very heavy, and I didn't want it to be too heavy to where, you know, I just felt like spackle would be a lot easier to do. So I have my little piping bags. I'm going to take my spackle. It's just lightweight spackle by DAP. You can get that from any hardware store. You can even get it on Amazon and have it sent to you. And I'm just putting it in a piping bag. I already have a hole cut in the bottom of it. It's the perfect size. And I'm going to go ahead and just basically pipe that onto the top of this part of the chimney. And so since I got it on there, then I'm going to take this little smoothing tool. It's like a cake smoothing tool that I got out of Dollar Tree. And I'm just smoothing it down so that it covers that whole part, because that is supposed to be snow. And after that, I'm just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on a second one. Now this one, I noticed that the glue, it didn't glue, like it didn't stay on the wood. So I used a different type of glue. I think it was wood glue that I got from Dollar Tree, because I was like, well, it is on wood, so wood glue might adhere better than the silicone glue. And it did. But yeah, so I'm just doing this again, waiting for the other one to dry. And like I said, I made 4 of these. So this is only the second one that I'm doing. But I'm going to do all 4 of them. I'm not going to show you all 4 of them. I just showed you 2 of them. And the main reason why I showed you this one is because you could tell that this one, I did it a lot faster than the first one, because I kind of, figured out the best way to do it and the easiest way to do it. And I kind of went through this one a lot faster than I did the first one. But yeah, I'm just showing you the exact same thing, how I, added the caulk to each little, crevice to make it look like it's that cement between bricks and all that good stuff. And then once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and add that snow using that lightweight spackle that you get from any hardware store. Isn't that cute? Oh, I love it. So at this point, everything had dried, and I decided that I wanted to go ahead and see if I can attach everything. So like I said, I have 5 pieces. One is just still that unfinished wood, and I'm going to use wood glue from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use hot glue, and the hot glue is just for an instant hold. The wood glue is for a more permanent hold. And then I'm going to use these Jenga blocks just to give a little bit more, because when I glue it, I'm only able to glue it this really small part at the bottom, because that's all that, these 2 boards connect at. So having these Jenga blocks here, it just gives you something else to, use as something to adhere both pieces together, so that it's not flimsy and it doesn't fall apart. And with with everything that I'm doing right now, I'm using wood glue that I got from Dollar Tree, as well as a little bit of hot glue. And I'm making sure that the 2 adhesives do not touch, because from what I understand, if they're together, then it won't actually stick at all. So I'm doing them in 2 different places on whatever piece of wood that I'm using, so that the whole thing stays together. And it definitely did. And then, when I had time, I would just add a little bit more hot glue, just to make sure that it kind of stays in place the whole time. And so far it has. It's actually excellent. Very solid. So I'm just going to do that around the whole thing. And then after that, I'm just going to, let it sit overnight so that the wood glue can harden, do what it needs to do. And then after that, I'll start on part 2. So I guess I didn't wait. I guess I was impatient and wanted to go ahead and keep going. So I grabbed some of these foam squares or rectangles, whatever you want to call it, from the Dollar Tree. I put 2 together, used some hot glue, and to keep it together, actually used, I put like a wood dowel in the middle of it. And so I'm going to go ahead and hot glue that into it and get it so that it doesn't move. And that's what I'm going to be pressing the legs, Santa's legs, into before adding the snow. So another wood dowel, thicker one that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm using, I forget what it's called, but something like these really sharp scissor thingies to cut it down into 2 pieces. And I'm just going to hot glue it to the inside of the leg so that I can push it into the styrofoam. And so once I kind of get it lined up of where I want, I'm going to use some scissors just to kind of start the hole. Since I only used hot glue, I figured it would be easy if I tried to push down into it. It'll probably pop off. So I used basically the scissors to start the hole. And then once I got it where I want it to be, I put hot glue in there and then went ahead and pushed the wood dowel in. And I did that with both sides. And so this is where I set it to the side, and I decided that I didn't like how there were gaps on the sides in between the clay, because the wood was a little bit bigger than the clay once it dried, because the clay normally shrinks a little bit. So what I did is I grabbed some more of that air-dry clay and then rolled out these really long little snakes. And I'm going to take the snakes and I'm going to press them into that part, like in between the the bricks, if that makes sense, like the clay, so that it can be, what's the word, not never ending, but it can, all be one piece, if that makes sense. So I pushed it in there, and then I used that little tool to kind of push it down, and then I just used like my finger and another tool to kind of just smooth it out. And then once I do that, I'm going to take something and then I'm going to push in the like the little slits that makes it, 2 different bricks or whatever, to make it, uniform with the rest of the chimney or whatever, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to do that with all 4 sides. I'm not going to show you all 4 sides, but I'm going to basically do that with all 4 sides. And that actually worked out perfectly. I kind of felt some type of way when I first looked at it, and I was like, oh, should I take the wood off and blah, blah, blah. But I think this helped out a lot. It also gave it more, stability, in my opinion, and kind of adhered everything together. So after letting that dry a little bit, now I'm adding that spackle in that area as well to look like the snow on the top of the chimney, because like I said, I want it to all look uniform, like one whole piece. So where I put the new clay, I had to go ahead and add that, that snow there as well, so that it all looked like one whole piece instead of, 4 different pieces, if that makes sense. And once I did that, I started adding my snow. So I went ahead and added a whole bunch of snow around Santa's legs, and just to fill up everything. And then I smoothed it out a little bit because it's snow, and I don't know, it just looked better instead of it being little balls of snow, which is what I ended up with first. Smoothing it out made it look better. And so since everything had pretty much dried, this is where I'm going back in with the caulk, and I'm just adding the cement, if that's what you want to call it, in between the little, slivers or whatever you want to call it, the little cracks that I added, again, just so that the whole piece looks uniform. It looks like one huge piece. And so I'm going to do that with all 4 sides. And once I do that, then I'm going to go ahead and start adding more snow. So I start off with this foam ball because I wanted to dummy up some of it so that I wasn't using a ton of spackle. So I'll put that in there so that I can go high with the spackle and it doesn't collapse on itself. And so I wanted to be a lot because I wanted to stick stuff into it, like this little baseball mitt and ball. And then I had some presents and a basketball. So I just stuck those into the spackle while it was still wet. just to look like when Santa fell in or whatever, you know, some of the toys fell out of his bag, as well as just some candy canes, because obviously it's for Christmas and, you know, it kind of just makes sense. And then I just finished it off with some glitter. And at this point, I didn't like the color of the bricks. They were too light, and that was just the clay. When the clay, that particular clay, dried, it dried light. It looks more pink than red. So I'm using a whole bunch of different shades of red just to give it a better color, to look more like brick. First I just kind of took something and like dry brushed some really dark red onto it all over, and then I came back with like a smaller paintbrush and just kind of painted every individual brick, honestly, and, you know, avoiding the cement portion or whatever. But yeah, and then excuse my little belly button, that shirt was annoying. And so I did that until I was happy. And so here's the final result. I'm in love with it. It came out so good. But please definitely check out Crafty Beach's. Hers was adorable too. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to like.